Hello, this is the second and final part of my 3D printed Ghostbusters Proton Pack build. In the first video I scaled and sliced the model, printed it and then got it ready for assembly, which is where I'm going to pick up on this video now. We are in the garden cleaning up these things. This is making all kinds of mess. First thing to do, this needs to be flush, so I'm going to use this file here. I'm just going to go mad on those. It's going to take a little while, but that's chewing up that plastic like nothing, because this is pretty much a cheese grater with a little handle type thing. It's really rough. But the main thing I'm doing is cutting access panels into these. These are solid. I need to be able to get into these to put some electronics in. So for this, for example, I need to put a light in here. So I'm going to cut along here and in the back as well, so I can then access that from the back to put batteries and things in. So I'm going to take my Dremel and just start cutting that. And here it is with a big gaping hole. Oh no, wait a minute, it has all of that crap inside. Good one! How do we get that out? Well, it's fairly simple. We just have to go at it like a freaking maniac. So I'm going to take my knife. No, I'm not going to take my little knife because it's sharper. And now we take the big boy, yes. And we just stab it, twist it, there we go. What a waste of plastic. Right, so that's where a light is going to go, in there, but there's no hole for it, so I need to make a hole. Bet some of you are watching me doing this with a soldering iron thinking, what an idiot. That's a stupid idea. But an idea may seem stupid but works, then it isn't stupid. Right, next thing to do. That hole is a bit rough, so I'm going to take the rotary tool again, swap out my cutting thing for a grindy thing. A bit longer actually. Then stick it in the hole. I've got to get all this crap away from right around that hole. So use these little forceps-y things. Could use needle nose pliers, of course. That'll only work if you haven't stupidly misplaced them. And what are we using for lenses? Well, I've got one of these. This is the top bit of a crappy torch from the pound shop. And here's the light part of it that will go in there. And all I've done is taken a knife, slit down this rubber cover so you can get rid of that. And this fits perfectly. Behind there, look at that, perfect size, absolutely spot on. And of course I planned that as well, it's not a happy accident. Right, so I'm going to stick these together. So this piece has got to go onto this piece. One way to do this with ABS plastic is use acetone, and that will solvent weld the two pieces together. But that takes ages for it to finally set. And as there's lots of pieces, they're really big and heavy, and they're such weird shapes I can't just clamp them together. That's not really going to work. So instead I'm going to weld them together with this, my brand spanking new soldering iron. So all I'm going to do is melt the plastic on both pieces, so push that in between the join there, and then just fold the plastic over on itself. I'll push that into there. And then push the plastic back in. I'm going to do one on the side here as well, other side as well, just to hold that into place. So push that in until my soldering iron tip there is all the way in, and then fold the plastic in. So those two bits will become one. And this should work really well. After all, this plastic was formed into this shape by my 3D printer melting it and laying it down. So this is essentially that process all over again. So there we go, that's that on there. So I'm going to go around the whole join until that is one big piece. Right, so that bit's now joined on, time to attach it to the other pieces that I have already stuck together. So I'm just going to stick that there and then do the same as before, tack it into place before I go round the whole join. Right, so I've joined all the pieces together and I'm going around filling any visible gaps. This piece here, you can see there's like a join line along here that I want to fix. Now you could use body filler for this, but then you've got to wait for that to set and sand it back and all that rubbish. So instead I'm going to use a piece of this, and this was one of the rafts that one of the pieces printed on. I've cut that into a strip a little bit narrower than the end of my soldering iron, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up that gap in there just to slightly melt the plastic, and then I think about 3 layers of this, and I'm going to push that into the gap. 1, 2, one more, 3, and use my soldering iron to move that plastic about, get that in that hole, and then smooth it out. Now it's not going to be perfectly smooth, but I'll go over that with some sandpaper and then problem solved. Just got to do that for all the seams. I've also printed off these. These are various little fitment things. I've stuck a couple on up here, and that's to attach these hoses and wires and things to. I've also printed this, and this is going to stick to the side here, and that is so the gun will be able to slot on, so that goes in there like that. So I'm going to stick some more of these on and get ready to paint. Okay, so I've painted everything black, and I've even added these little switches into the wand here. They don't do anything, they're all show and no go. I'm going to put some actual electronics in the bottom here. We're going to keep it nice and simple. So I'm going to put some lights in this. Now I'm going to put a red light here, amber lights here, and clear lights in this window here. This window is going to have a piece of plastic in it that I have misplaced. No, there it is. Just a piece of some plastic tub I had. Just going to pop that on the inside somewhere like that. It's going to be like a little screen. That'll be in there like that, and then I'm going to put an LED inside. So let's get soldering. I'm going to power everything in there on 2 AA batteries. I've got a red LED I think, and some amber LEDs I think. I say I think because they all look the bloody same. Why are they clear? What genius idea was that? But anyway, so we're going to wire all these up in parallel. 3 volts runs these happily enough. I think they're meant to be 3.2 volts, so they shouldn't fry, I hope. I need one of those thingy-mabobs that hold all my components down. Little crocodile clip things on a stand, but I don't have one. So a bit of tape will do. Take that and stick it in the hole. Might be a little tight. I'm just going to ram it in. Oh, like that. Straight in. Didn't even need to spit on it first or anything. And let's take these wires and connect it to some power, and that should light up red. Yay! Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? Simple. Right, now I'm going to do the same thing but different for the orange light. It goes down here. I haven't got a little screen thing to cover that with, so I think maybe I can just take a bunch of these LEDs and just wire them up to each other like this. Now, if I wired them all up right, or have I been a complete douche? Customer service says, ding! Yes, indeedy doody. Let's stick that in the thingy. Is that going to fit in there nicely? Yeah, it's not too bad. That'll go in there pretty well, I think. Right, so that's the inside. The forceps is holding in those lights that I've just glued in. Last thing to go in are these. These are just 3 white LEDs that are going to shine through here. So as there's this piece here, I think the best thing to do is to mount these to like a little shelf so they sit somewhere there. So I'm just going to stick these to like a piece of plastic and then stick the other end to there so they're floating over that little window, and then run the wires to connect all the others. And I've actually put some wires now on one of the toggle switches, so that will turn them on and off. And this battery box is just the right size to fit just in there as well, so I'm going to glue all that in and we should be able to fire it up. Flick of the switch. There you go. Very cool indeed. Right, doing the lights for the pack now. I've taken some strip LEDs, which are these that I had left over from my lightsaber. Got blue ones of these for the LEDs that go down the top part of the pack, and I've taken these crappy torches from the pound shop. I've got a few of those, and I've taken some red acetate, cut a few circles out and stuck them inside the lens there between the reflective thing and the plastic, then just glued that in the back, and I'm going to glue these into the pack itself. I've done a couple of them there, and only 2 of them, and the 2 I've put in there, are going to light up, because from what I've seen they're never all lit up at the same time. They do some sort of flashing sequence, although I'm not going to make mine do that. I'm just going to have these 2 on all the time and these 2 off, so I've just got to glue these ones in there, and that'll be that done. That's the blue light I was on about, and I covered that light strip again with some more acetate. This is blue acetate, and once that's in, that'll be all the electronics done. So some silver paint needs to go on now. I'm just using Ford Moondust Silver Metallic. This stuff is supposed to be put through a air gun, but I find it brushes on really well. One thing I'm going to do with this silver paint is to put some battle damage on the Proton Pack. So you just got to put some silver paint where you think it would get hit the most, and I think this here looks to me like this frame is supposed to protect whatever this is, so like some sort of bumper, so this should be scratched to crap. Any edges really. we need to apply this. So that's now looking a lot better. My soldering iron is heating up and I'm going to use this pencil to stick in this thing up here that's meant to be some sort of brass rod. I'm then going to use the same gold and silver to paint that. In the meantime, I'm going to stick the hoses and things in. I've got various coloured plastic tubing and different thickness of conduit, as well as the big thick stuff that I'm going to use to connect the gun to the pack. It's a piece of conduit. So that was on there, and that goes to this, I believe. Oh, so there we go, all painted, all hoses and things stuck in. I've put a strapping system on the back, very, very crude and basic. All that is a piece of pipe that I've just heat and bent, bit of foam insulation here, and then just some straps attached to it with some buckles, similar fashion to a rucksack. So not exactly a proper, is it an Alice pack frame, I think it's called, but it will do the job. So all that is left to do, the actual last thing before job's a good one, is some stickers and things. And I bought these on eBay. It's only about £5, which is pretty cool. They're not the ones that are pre-cut, but I'm pretty sure I can cut out rectangles with a pair of scissors. Although it is now 8:30 in the morning. Now I haven't got up early to do this. I am still up doing this, so whether I can cut in straight lines remains to be seen. But it shouldn't be too hard to just look at a picture on my laptop, which I'm doing now, and go, this blue one here goes on this thingy here. There we go. So that one goes on there. Let's peel the backing off and slap it on. That goes there. There you go, look at that, and that look a lot nicer. And here it is all finished. It's got all the stickers on now, all the hoses and wires and ribbon cables, even though not quite the exact ribbon cable used in the movie, but it looks pretty cool. And everything, it's done. Straps on the back as well, so I can wear it. And it's not too heavy, but at the same time it's not really light either. You can actually tell you've got something on your back and it feels really cool. And the neutrino one there sticks on the side of that little latch thing really well, which is cool, and I can actually put it on and take it off myself without having someone to assist me put it on. That latch is angled just right to be able to do that, which is good. And that lights up with the button there. I didn't stop at just the Proton Pack though, so while I was putting this together and things, did one of these, a ghost trap. The doors don't open on this one. They do open, but I've stuck them down. I'm probably going to do another one that do open and close by pressing the pedal. The pedal here, you may notice, isn't the same as it is in the movies. This is based on the cartoon series style. I thought it goes better hanging off of my belt. It doesn't get in the way as much as the big bulky one from the movies, and it's a lot more simple design to print. So that's it for this project. I think this is the best thing I've 3D printed, although I say that about everything I 3D print, but that's because I'm getting a little bit more ambitious with everything I print. So where do you go from a ginormous Proton Pack? Well, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel to keep an eye out for what I 3D print next, and it's going to be a lot bigger and a lot more grand than this. So that's it, thanks for watching, bye bye.